Here's a question I'd like to pose to you this week. How different would your life look if you truly believed that you were the greatest catalyst for change in your life? Now, does that thought excite you or worry you? 2 Peter 1:3 reminds us that we have everything we need for a life in godliness through God's divine power. So, if we have divine power, why do we find ourselves stuck in certain areas? Well, one reason I think is that we allow the enemy to cause us to doubt the divine power we have through Christ. And another reason is I believe that we've allowed ourselves to get so distracted and discouraged and distraught with what we see, what we feel and hear, that we forget we have divine power and authority to speak to those things that are not as though they were. And oftentimes we allow what we see and don't see to cause us to approach life with fear instead of faith. When your thoughts and feelings try to keep you stuck in worry and fear and doubt and dread, depression and shame, I want you to kick those things in the face with your faith, because faith says, I know that God is for me, so who or what can stand against me? Faith says, I know God is writing my story, and it's a story of abundance. Faith says, I know that God will fulfill his purpose and plans for my life, and that I will live to see the goodness of God in my life. Faith says, I know it is God who fights my battles. And faith says, I know God is my help, and he's the one that's going to get me unstuck so I can run and not grow weary. And faith says that I know that God is working things on my behalf despite what I see and what I don't see. So the good news is we don't have to strive to get unstuck. Psalms 46:10 tells us that we need to cease striving. And that means just to let go and let God, let him do the work for you. What I've learned in life is the secret to getting unstuck in life is actually found in my surrender. So remember, God has given you everything you need to get unstuck. It doesn't matter what it is, and it doesn't matter how long you've been there. Turn to him, trust in him, and surrender to him so you can move forward and start soaring in life. If this post encouraged and motivated you to live a better story, would you mind sharing it on your social media platforms? Together, let's spur one another on in the faith. Have a surrenderful week. See you next time.